Thank you for joining us. The Trump administration was back in court Friday, defending its decision to deport hundreds of Venezuelan nationals to El Salvador's mega prison. So this all started last Saturday. The president cited a centuries-old law called the Alien Enemies Act to deport migrants with alleged ties to the gang Tren de Aragua. The law is designed to be used in times of war or invasion. Lawyers with the American Civil Liberties Union sued to stop the flights, and a judge granted a temporary pause. But what happened next set off another legal fight. The judge verbally told the administration to turn the planes around, which didn't happen. The administration insists it didn't break any laws because it was a verbal order and the planes were over international waters. President Trump also accused the judge of overstepping his authority and has demanded he be impeached. He criticized the judge by name in a Truth Social post Thursday night, saying in part, quote, "Judge James Boasberg is doing everything in his power to usurp the power of the presidency. He is a local unknown judge, a grandstander looking for publicity, and it cannot be for any other reason." CBS News Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen was in the courtroom and joins us now. So, Jake, we'll get to the tone in a second, but what happened in court today? Are we any closer to learning whether the president can use this act?
We got a little bit closer, Lindsay, but there are still briefings to be submitted next week. And really what happened today was all relevant to what you just laid out in terms of that timeline, because the judge still has not gotten the answers that he asked for on Saturday, on Monday, and again yesterday. He asked the government to provide information about what time these planes were on the tarmac in America, when the migrants were loaded onto them, when the planes took off, where they landed, if they stopped anywhere on the way to El Salvador, and then once they were in the custody of the Salvadorans, what time that was, just so he can get a full sense of when the Department of Justice and government knew what it knew, as it did not listen to this judge, James Boasberg's verbal order on Saturday, ordering these two planes of alleged Tren de Aragua members turned around. He questioned and really dug into a Department of Justice attorney who is arguing today. His name is Drew Ensign. He was arguing on Saturday, and he went up in the front of the courtroom and basically said that, yes, he understood Judge Boasberg's order as immediate, even though it was verbal, and that he went back and told the White House specifically that the judge had ordered the planes to be turned around. That didn't happen. What was the mood in the courtroom? It was striking, as when usually, there's opening arguments from the plaintiffs, as you know, then it goes back to the defendants, which in this case is the government. The judge, James Boasberg, in this case, immediately brought the Drew Ensign, the government attorney, up to the front and basically clarified a number of things, what I just talked about, but also made clear for the record a clarification of what Elon Musk and Trump allies, including the president, have said all week, including that soundbite you just played, in which Trump said that the judge wants these alleged Tren de Aragua members on the streets. The judge made clear on the record in front of the Department of Justice attorney, who agreed with all of his statements, that the Trump administration's deportations can still continue. They may not continue in the case of invoking the Alien Enemies Act, and also that no Tren de Aragua members on Saturday were ordered to be released outside of ICE custody or American custody if they were already in that custody. So again, trying to set the record straight in a very stern and really fireworks tone at the top of the hearing before he dug down more into the minutiae of the case.
The government is also trying to invoke state secrets privilege, right? I mean, did we get any clarity on that issue?
No, because the government says they don't want to talk about it. We saw in a court filing today that was due at 10 a.m., Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche testified in a sworn statement that the government is actively considering, though that determination has not officially been made, as to whether to invoke this privilege, which would basically allow the government to claim that the judge doesn't need to see any of this information. And this case would certainly almost expedite itself, not just to the circuit court, which has a hearing on Monday, but to the Supreme Court, if that is potentially the case. They said that the judge doesn't need to know anything about this, that Trump has the power to deport these people as he sees, and that basically this is beating a dead horse, as they put it in a court filing on Thursday.
What happens next?
There's an appellate hearing on Monday in which each side will have 30 minutes to argue. This is just in relation to that temporary restraining order which blocks the Trump administration's deportations. The judge did, however, add that before then, or potentially after, depending on what happens on Monday, he might tailor his decision to allow people who are here in America who are Tren de Aragua gang members, who, if they're arrested and admit to being Tren de Aragua gang members, that they can be deported. Because right now the judge's order was so broad on Saturday that even if there's proven in a fact in court of law that these people are violent gang members, that they cannot be deported. At least under this statute, they can be deported under others.
Jake Rosen, we'll see you Monday then. Thank you.